Those teams are just full of a bunch of, I don't know, just hard-nosed players, guys who just wanted to play ball. They wanted to be out there. There was nothing better than being on a baseball field, outside. Just everything about baseball is just a beautiful sport. But being a part of winning seasons every year was a big, success note that, I like to talk about, that we never had a losing season all 4 years I was here.
You're listening to the Griffin Sports Insider Podcast, giving you an in-depth look at Missouri Western athletics with interviews, features, game broadcasts, and more. Here's your host, Tommy Rezach.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Griffin Sports Insider Podcast. I'm Tommy Rezach as we continue on our Missouri Western Athletics Hall of Fame series, our GSI Podcast Hall of Fame series, as getting down to the last few of these as Hall of Fame week is fast approaching here on our Missouri Western campus. And we've probably said it before, but Missouri Western baseball so well represented in the 2024 class. Not only the 2013 team that was an MIAA champion, well, also Grant Fink, who we had the chance to talk to. He was the first interview we did in this series. And now we talked to an outfielder originally from Blue Springs, Missouri. He played for Missouri Western from 2006 to 2009, starting over 200 games, part of 4 winning seasons in his time. That is Troy Landi joining us now on the podcast. Troy, congratulations. I see you're sporting the Griffin polo right there. It's been a little while, but, to now 15 years after your playing career to be a Missouri Western Athletics Hall of Famer, what does this honor mean to you?
You say 15 years, and it's hard for me to believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
Life moves fast after you graduate. But, my entire time after baseball, you look at your stats and you see, they're holding up. But when I played, I was a 4-year guy amongst a bunch of 2-year guys, so I never really thought my numbers were that great. But after 15 years, a lot of them still held up, and it's just an honor to be recognized. I was caught off guard. I don't want to say I forgot about it, but other priorities in life come up, and you start focusing on new objectives and new goals in life, and it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, Troy Landi, holder of 11 school records in Missouri Western baseball history. I talked about the starts, 201 career starts, most career hits at 253, most runs scored at 193, and most stolen bases at 91. MIAA recognition 3 times, including first team honors in 2009. And when you look over that era of baseball, I talked about, all 4 years you had winning seasons, a chance to play in the MIAA tournaments and things like that. And obviously, Buzz Verduzco at that point, had gotten things kind of rolling. Had come in the year 2000, and it was starting to gain some traction. You guys get 34 wins your senior year. Besides like wins and losses, what kind of made those teams special in your playing time here?
Well, those teams are just full of a bunch of, I don't know, just hard-nosed players, guys who just wanted to play ball. They wanted to be out there. There was nothing better than being on a baseball field, outside. Just everything about baseball is just a beautiful sport. But being a part of winning seasons every year was a big, success note that, I like to talk about, that we never had a losing season all 4 years I was here. And Buzz, I don't know how many losing seasons he had as a coach. I mean, he knew how to win. He knew how to put the team together. He knew how to get us all on board with the culture that he was building. And it was just a fun program to be a part of.
Yeah, of course. Coach Verduzco would go on to win over 600 games in 23 years. A Missouri Western Athletics Hall of Famer, a St. Joseph Baseball Hall of Famer, probably a couple others that I'm missing. But with Coach Buzz, I talked with Grant Fink when we started this series, and I know he means a lot to everybody he's coached. What does Coach Buzz mean to you personally?
I mean, me and Buzz, we still talk to this day. I say it's 15 years after I graduated, and And he's the reason I had the opportunity I had. I was probably a couple weeks away from giving up baseball. I was actually enrolled at the College of Architecture at K-State. Already had some books, already had my classes, and I think he found me the last year of summer baseball. And he convinced me to come to Missouri Western, gave me an opportunity, and he said he got opportunity to start right away, which I did. Didn't know it'd be outfield, but it turned out to be an okay career for me.
Yeah, that it did. Wanted to ask you. I interviewed Brett Easley. The taping of this was on a Friday, so I interviewed him the day before this, and he talked about his career around the time you were playing. He was still kind of in compliance, and then made the switch to external relations. But he had said, when he started as an administrator, it allowed him the opportunity, to work in compliance, to make close relationships with the student athletes. And of course, after your time, the spring sports complex came about and so many other things on our campus. But what do you remember about Brett as a student athlete and just the service that he did to make your guys' experience better?
I mean, he was the face of the athletic administration that was there, right? He was there, he was present, he was always around. Baseball at the time when I was there, it was off campus. So
Sure.
it was hard for people to get to down at Phil. I mean, not hard to get to, but it wasn't thought of because it wasn't close by. So, he was always around. And it was nice to have a face there representing your sport for the university. And he did so much for baseball as far as getting the word out there and talking about it and helped us out a lot.
Sure. Yeah, just a couple more things for you. We're talking with Troy Landi at Missouri Western Baseball, Griffin from 2006 to 2009. Yeah, you mentioned 15 years. I guess I ask all of our inductees, what have you been up to since? Where has the career kind of taken you since playing for the Griffs?
How much time do you have? Because I've been a little bit everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So I graduated with a construction engineering degree, and it was during a recession, so life took me into just opportunities at the time, which I landed construction a construction company that building football fields, soccer fields, baseball fields, and that took me all over the country. I went to Denver, then I went to DC, I went to Michigan, Oklahoma City. Ultimately, I ended up in Dallas, where I met my wife. We got married in Dallas, and then immediately moved to California. Lived in California for 8 years, and finally got out of that 8 year sentence, I like to call it. But we're in Florida now, and we love it. Been here for the last 4 years.
Well, yeah, like Johnny Cash, you've been everywhere. I guess last thing, when was the last time you were on campus? And you were telling me that there's some guys coming back you're looking forward to catching up with, reuniting with. So perhaps that's the answer. But when was the last time you were on campus, and what do you look forward to most about coming back for this whole deal?
Last time I was on campus might have been for Clint Gilliland's Hall of Fame induction. I think that was back in 2017. So it's been a while. Like I said, I've been a little bit everywhere. It's hard to get back home a lot, but I'm looking forward to seeing some old faces, seeing all the new facilities. I had a chance to walk around the new indoor complex. My last time I was there. Hoping they let me work out at the gym again like they did last time, maybe while I'm there, but we'll see.
Yeah, you're right. Clint Gilliland inducted in 2017, class of 2005, for Missouri Western baseball. And yeah, 2013 Missouri Western baseball MIAA champions for the first time in program history. They're being enshrined, as is Grant Fink, who was a Missouri Western infielder from 2012 to 2013. Of course, went on to have a professional career and still working as a hitting coordinator with the Cleveland Guardians. And now Troy Landi, who played outfield for Missouri Western from 2006 to 2009, broke 11 school records in his time, many of those still holding up even all these years later. Troy, thank you for the time. Congratulations on your induction. And yeah, I think I speak on behalf of everyone here that we look forward to seeing you, and we congratulate you on this honor.
Well, thanks again. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.